uSportsCentral out of deal. That's Charles Ashley. Glad you could join us on this perfect Monday in the sports world. We got a lot to cover, Charles. We're going to do some bracketology for baseball, bracketology for softball. We got a lot of good highlights, too.
Tons of stuff. People close to clinching the district, upsets, so to speak. A lot going on in the baseball field, a lot going on in the softball field. But, you know, before all that, it was a great weekend. The weather was a little okay. It was rainy.
Terrible.
Let's get to these headlines. Hey, El Dorado did the job. They knew they had to get at least one victory. They get the split, 3-1 in the first game, 6-0 in the second game. Garley looking phenomenal in the first game. 6 Ks, sit him down.
Basically, La Cueva clinches district.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty much.
They still play Sandia, and then they have a doubleheader against Monzano. I think technically they just have to win one of the three.
Game. They just have to win one game and they clinch.
Let's be realistic, though, right?
Let's be
realistic. I think it's La Cueva's district. We'll show you where they are right now. That split hurt them Max Preps-wise, and we'll show you where they are in our bracketology as the state seeding and selection show comes on Sunday. Right here, you could catch it on Channel 27 on your Comcast box and ProViewNetworks.com. In other news, Charles, it's the Lobos getting swept by Wichita State. Yep, they lost all three of them. So the Lobos.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
But I'll tell you this: it's not conference play, right? So still, they're still high up there. They got a huge set against Nevada coming up.
Yeah, not conference play, but you definitely wanted to keep that momentum going if you were the Lobos. You went to Kansas, not a good trip. The Shockers getting it done. I guess they can play more than just basketball out there in Kansas, too.
Guess so.
Hey, Rio Grande wins. They beat Atrisco 5-0. Now that forces a big-time showdown Friday. Even though they play Albuquerque High Tuesday, it doesn't matter what happens. The game Friday will decide District 5 against the Valley Vikings.
So that'll be a big game, and we'll show you where we think both of those teams are in the playoffs as well. Volcano Vista clinches district in softball. They beat Cleveland 8-5. This was a monster matchup between two heavy hitters. But Volcano Vista is still climbing up that ladder. They're number one in the state right now.
Yeah, Volcano playing lights out right now. Wilmert still balling. She jacks another home run, gives her 4 for a week. So you know she's going to be our player of the week, right? She has to be. Oh, speaking of women in softball, La Cueva softball, albeit pretty much locked up the District 5. It's a long shot, just like the boys. They're sitting there undefeated atop their softball district. So I'm interested to see where they're going to be at in our bracketology because they've had a great season. Their district play kind of hurt them because they're in a weaker district, but they got the job done. Got to reward them.
They smoked through their district. You're right. We'll see where they are in our bracketology a little bit later as well. Real quick, before we get to a Gladiator score, Charles, a big shout out to Sarah Kutula from La Cueva winning the singles championship in the APS Metro tennis tournament. We're going to show you highlights on Thursday. And also Dane Paulson from Monzano High School. He also wins for Monzano, so those
it's been a big tennis week for the state. The
a lot
Aggies,
of fun, I'll tell you.
Both girls and guys got to the tournament. They won the WAC. I believe our women's tennis for UNM won. So tennis,
look at you.
It's a big time tennis weekend for us.
There you go. We'll show you highlights a little bit later in the week, though, from the Metro Tennis Championships. A lot of good stuff there. And then Gladiators dominating performance,
style.
Yeah, against the Texas Stealth. I don't even think it was a game 3 minutes into it. It was already over. 76-12. I'll tell you what.
They need to redo that.
Jason Serta is a baller. Yeah. This defense. I mean,
how many kickoff returns did he have?
He had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. He had an interception for a touchdown. I mean, he was just a monster. I think he needs to be getting a look somewhere. He's having a monster season.
This is what it's for. It gives you a platform to try to jump to the next level. So if they can keep competing well, performing well, as Coach Bramante has said, they'll get noticed, and he wants them to
Roland
get picked.
Bruno gets 5 touchdowns. He was big time from UNM, obviously.
Roland shout
Bruno
out,
was
getting
huge.
it done.
And Januser, who stepped in for Casey Peters. Casey Peters just taking it off. Januser was huge from Highlands.
Hey.
He threw 6 touchdown passes. So
they needed that in high school.
Hey, come on back. We're going to show you that doubleheader, El Dorado and La Cueva, and what it all means right here, uSportsCentral.